Today, the exotic hand cannon Hawkmoon from Destiny 1 has returned into the game with a bit of a twist on how it operates. Along with Thorn and the Last Word, bringing Hawkmoon back into the mix completes the trifecta of original Destiny 1 exotic hand cannons that each dominated the meta at different times. This version of Hawkmoon, though, is operating quite a bit differently than its original form. In Destiny 1, Hawkmoon was all about luck, being loaded with 3 lucky bullets that would deal bonus damage. At times, you could even get all 3 of these lucky bullets to proc on the same shot and deal a one-hit kill. Instead of these lucky bullets, this version of Hawkmoon comes with the exotic perk Paracausal Shot, which stacks a damage buff based on the number of precision hits or final blows that is then unleashed on the final bullet of the magazine. In PvP, this damage can lead to an easier 3-tap, a 2-tap, or even a 1-tap if you stack enough hits. Here's how the damage stacks up against Guardians. The base gun deals 70 damage for a headshot and 47 damage for a body shot, since it's a 140 RPM hand cannon. Each stack of Paracausal Shot exponentially increases the damage potential of the final bullet. At 1 stack, the final bullet deals 91 damage for a headshot and 61 damage for a body shot. At 2 stacks, it's 93 for a headshot and 62 for a body shot. At 3 stacks, it's 102 for a headshot and 68 for a body shot. At 4 stacks, it's 127 for a headshot and 85 for a body shot. At 5 stacks, it's 178 for a headshot and 119 for a body shot. At 6 stacks, it's 272 damage for a headshot and 181 for a body shot, and at 7 stacks, it's 426 for a headshot and 284 for a body shot. This means that if you're able to build up to 5 stacks of Paracausal Shot, you can deal a 2-tap without any additional damage buffs, dealing 1 regular body shot and 1 Paracausal headshot. Or at 6 stacks, you can kill with a single headshot, and at 7 stacks, you can even kill it with a single body shot, or kill a roaming super with a headshot, depending on which super it is and their resilience level. You can also get a kill with 2 to 4 stacks of Paracausal Shot while dealing 1 crit and 2 body shots, as long as the crit shot is the final bullet. However, the number of stacks required changes based on the resilience level of the target. At 10 resilience or less, you can kill with 1 crit and 2 body shots at 2 stacks. At 80 resilience or less, you can kill with 1 crit and 2 body shots at 3 stacks, and even all the way up to 100 resilience, 4 or more stacks will get the kill with 1 crit and 2 bodies. Keep in mind, of course, that the critical shot in each of those scenarios needs to be the final bullet of the magazine. This doesn't change the time to kill, but it does make it more forgiving. The perk also has some interesting interactions with the damage buffs from Whisper of Hedrons and the Charge with Light mod High Energy Fire. Both buffs can be combined with Paracausal Shot and will allow you to 1-tap with just 5 stacks. Probably the more interesting thing than the exotic perk alone is that Hawkmoon is our first exotic weapon in the history of the Destiny franchise that will have random rolls available. I can still barely wrap my head around this since it's such a big change. And the perk pool that this weapon can roll with is pretty crazy. First off, it seems to always roll with Alloy Magazine. This is the perk that reloads your weapon faster on an empty mag, which makes a lot of sense with this gun since the exotic perk is all built around that final bullet. We have our typical selection of barrel perks that you'd see on many legendary hand cannons. Good options here include things like Hammerforge Rifling, Full Bore, Small Bore, and Extended Barrel, each improving the range stat. Controller users may prefer a higher stability barrel option, but for mouse and keyboard it's pretty stable out of the gate, and I think range will make the most sense here. For the perk options, we have some absolute bangers in this category. Top picks include things like Rangefinder, Opening Shot, Killing Wind, Eye of the Storm, and also Snapshot and Quick Draw are both good options as well. Especially Quick Draw when paired with a low handling special weapon, or when lowering the handling stat by choosing something like Full Bore. The grip options are also pretty interesting here. We have a Combat Grip, Heavy Grip, Polymer Grip, Smooth Grip, and Textured Grip, which each modify the recoil, stability, or handling stat. I think the best grip here will probably be determined by which barrel and mod you end up going with. For me personally, I'll be going for Hammerforge Rifling since it gives you a nice boost of range without the downsides of the other barrels, Rangefinder for maximum consistent range, and either Polymer Grip or Smooth Grip. As far as the range and stats go, the base roll that we start off with right after receiving Hawkmoon from the quest starts to see damage drop off right around 31 meters. This is with a range stat of 61 with the default roll of Corkscrew Rifling, Alloy Magazine, and Smooth Grip. Out of the box, Hawkmoon has some really good stats for a hand cannon. According to Dim, we have 61 range, 76 stability, 83 handling, 63 reload speed, 93 aim assist, and 96 recoil direction. That 93 aim assist is the one that really stands out to me. This is in the same ballpark as Spare Rations, which has an aim assist stat of 92. You can really feel it when using this gun. Headshots feel very forgiving. Keep in mind that these stats are subject to change with random rolls, depending on which roll that you end up with. So I think the next interesting thing to consider here is how Hawkmoon stacks up against Ace of Spades, Thorn, The Last Word, and other legendary hand cannons. I don't want to do a full comparison until we start getting our hands on some of the random roll options, because I feel like it's not quite fair to Hawkmoon. My initial impression while using the gun is that while that final bullet perk on Hawkmoon is really fun, and definitely more balanced than the old random lucky bullet iteration, I don't think it offers the same utility as the suite of perks found on Ace of Spades, like the incredibly powerful Memento Mori bullets. It also doesn't have the damage over time effect of Thorn, which can delay health regeneration as well as providing a 2-tap potential when the buff is active without needing to engage the final bullet of a magazine. And it certainly doesn't have that lightning fast base time to kill when you compare it to The Last Word, which is able to land those triple 69 headshots at 225 RPM. And when you compare it to legendary hand cannons, it does sorely lack that mod slot which you would typically put Icarus grip. But instead, I feel Hawkmoon is sort of a jack of all trades, master of none type of weapon. It has great base stats and it feels really nice to use. And that last bullet perk will come into play occasionally to help you win a gunfight, but it's not something you're typically relying on for every single fight. I do really like how Paracausal Shot rewards precision. This was one of my favorite things about the old Magnificent Howl perk on Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten. To me, Paracausal is sort of a reined-in version of that perk. Overall though, the great stat package of range, aim assist, stability, and handling makes the gun feel really nice to use out of the box. I can definitely see myself spending a lot of time with this in the Crucible. There's also an interesting interaction with the Hunter Exotic Boots Lucky Pants. If you get precision hits with your other weapon, it loads rounds into Hawkmoon. This doesn't allow it to stack any higher than 7 times, but it potentially could make it a bit easier to build up those damage stacks, since you can build up extra bullets by landing precision hits with your other weapon. I definitely intend to do some games with Hawkmoon and Not Forgotten together to see what I can do with this combo. So that wraps up my initial impressions of Hawkmoon. By the way, if you're still trying to get your hands on this weapon and working through the quest, I would highly recommend going into the daily 1250 Lost Sector or the Nightfall for the step that requires Guardian or Champion kills. I believe it takes 200 PvP kills for that step, which could take you quite a while, but each Champion kill gives you 3% completion, which is quite a bit faster. Also, if you're interested in picking up either of the ornaments to change the look of the gun, here's how both of the ornaments look in-game while aiming down sights. I'm planning to do an updated version of my hand cannon tier list video soon, covering all of the non-sunset hand cannons in Destiny 2, so be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss that video. I also stream each week over on Twitch. You can catch me live over at twitch.tv/pattycakespc. I'll be playing Iron Banner with viewers this week as tradition on stream. That's all for now. Catch you guys next time.